So today we did a lot about the pineal gland, hence my, I don't know, I put that on this morning, I have no idea. I'm just going to show you my t-shirt. Look, we all got a free, well, long sleeve top. The Garden of Life, Sow and Reap. What does it say on the back? Something about London wheat long. And I've got my very expensive special eye mask to have super meditations with. Yeah, we did a lot about the pineal gland, and he showed us a lot of science and a lot of statistics and pictures of people's heart waves and brain waves going into coherence. But the thing that blew my mind, and I know those of you who do healing work, especially cranial sacral work, he showed us photographs of. He came up with this, that if you, well, first of all, he knew from work of healing his spine that when you breathe in, your pelvis tips slightly, your tailbone tips slightly, and the cerebral fluid goes up your spine into your brain, and the platelets of your brain slightly open, and as you breathe out they close again. And he showed us a video of that actually happening and moving. And so he was doing this study on the pineal gland, which I've got a couple of links for. If I can sort that out, I will. And he found out that if you put pressure on the pineal gland, on the crystals in the pineal gland, they become magnets, which then create frequency and become a transmitter, basically. And he was remembering that he'd done loads of yoga in his 20s and how he used to do a lot of the bandhas, and he didn't call it that. He'd just be like, oh yeah, we'd be doing all this squeezing the energy centers and breath work, and then you'd be completely spaced out. So he's trying to think how can you squeeze this pineal gland. When you look at a cross section of the brain, the pineal gland's in this kind of, like, he's called it like a cul-de-sac. So he had this thought that maybe doing this, squeezing the energy centers, retention, breath, pumping, you could pump up the cerebral fluid to hit the pineal gland. And he showed a video. First of all, he showed a video of just someone breathing, and the cerebral fluid just, it kind of just, each time it moves a little bit further around the brain. So it must take, I don't know how many breaths to kind of do a whole loop. But then he showed a video of someone's brain doing the breath, and their brain compressing and moving. It was pretty mind-blowing. And he's just like, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing when you do that breath. So if I can get it together, I'll do a demo of the breath. I'll have to rearrange the computer and show you. So that was fascinating. And the weird thing was, yesterday he talked a lot about how he started doing his meditations on the pineal gland, and how basically when you meditate and squeeze the pineal gland, you end up having a mystical experience. That's what's happened. It releases the chemicals, or supports the release of chemicals. I can go into all of that, but it's pretty heady. That it's basically it's like upgraded melatonin and upgraded serotonin and DMT, just through squeezing your pineal gland. It interacts with the thymus and the hypothalamus, hypothalamus, and the pituitary gland. So they secrete these kind of upgraded hormones once you start doing that, squeezing your pineal gland. So what was I saying? Oh God, lost my thread. So yeah, you have a mystical experience. Anyway, I didn't know we were going to be studying any of this stuff, but yesterday he'd said that he started doing this meditation at 4 a.m. because that's when your melatonin levels are highest, between 1 and 4. And, so we would wake up at 5 to 4. Because who wants to wake up and do a meditation? Anyway, I woke up at 3:15 this morning for a pee. And I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to do the pineal gland meditation. I've had it for so long on my iPod, and I'm pretty sure I have done it, but I'm pretty sure I must have fallen asleep through it, because it was not like anything I remembered. Wow, I had fireworks going off inside my head, my body was buzzing, and then you do this, you lay down to let your body kind of absorb what you've just done, and it just, the energy moving through my body. And then I had to get up and get dressed and go and do the walking meditation at 6 a.m, which again was really beautiful. It was a slightly different walking meditation than we'd done yesterday, but yeah, just there's there's nothing to compare like doing stuff in a group, because the energy is just so different, and it's just really beautiful. You know, it's the sun's coming up, even though we're walking up and down the Thames. I had quite a weird experience. So, you know, you're standing and you get into your heart, and you're supposed to be getting into the quantum, and then when you're in that space, you open your eyes and you start walking. And then he gets you to stop again, close your eyes. So I just stopped at the side of the Thames, and I was, you know, across the river from, I don't know, these big old warehouses or whatever, but there's also these big cranes and tower blocks and stuff, and closing my eyes, and he's getting you to connect with the left side of your brain and the right side of your brain, and then connect them together so they're one, and then connect your heart in. And I had this vision of like my heart and my brain connected, came out of my body, and they were just like hovering over the Thames in front of me, and then like an avatar body formed around that body of like this big blue alien thing, and it just turned around and kind of put its hand on my heart and said it loved me. And I was just like, whoa, what the hell? Go with it. And and then, you know, the meditation moves on, and you start walking again, but I was still in this kind of like, whoa. And I think they actually got a photo of me, because they're going around taking photos of everyone while they're meditating and walking. This photo of my face comes up on this bloody big screen, and I'm like, that woman's got the same bindi as me. And I was just like, oh God, it's me. But yeah, so we were walking again, and you're walking into your future, and it's really, you know, upbeat, powerful. And you know, who do you want to be? You know, walk as the mystic, walk as the avatar, walk as the healed, walk, you know, in wholeness. And then stop again, and I stopped, and he got us to actually turn around and become the new you, become the future you. So I'm turned around, I've got the sun, you know, pouring on my face, really beautiful. And I had this memory of being pretty messed up in my 20s, you know, probably drunk on the floor. And, you know, I was just filled with so much love for that messy me. Getting emotional just sharing about it. And I just went over to this 20, 28, 29-year-old me that was a real mess. And, you know, I did a bit of my Dr. Joe voice. I was like, get up. I love you. And this is who you're going to be. And how can you be this if you keep doing that? So come on, get up, you know. And I lifted myself up, and I gave myself a hug, and I was just like, it's time to change. It's time to change, because you're going to be this. And if you want to be this, you need to make a change. And I'm in this, you know, this is in a meditation, and I'm not really conscious of what's happening. And then it kind of finishes, and I go and sit on the grass, and I'm just kind of remembering what's just happened. And then I remember when I got into recovery, I used to say that an angel picked me up and told me to change. That was I time travelled. My future self visited me and told me it was time to change. And that's happened to me before. I've had that happen to me before. I've got a childhood memory of an angel sitting on the end of my bed telling me that everything's going to be all right. And that's me going back and doing my inner child work. So, you know, but I'd totally forgotten about that. So that blew me open. And so today we spent a lot of time talking about the healing and you know, being a healer. And he's just like, everyone can be a healer. Even if you eat burgers, you can be a healer. So the coherence healing, it was really interesting doing it, because obviously I've received it. You know, it is, he had diagrams where basically we've got 4 chairs sitting opposite each other, and the person's lying down in between us. So there's 8 of us sending healing to this person, but you're just getting in a coherent state, and you know, gets you to rub your hands together. It's all, you know, nothing new to us Reiki people and energy people. and then you're sending energy from your heart. But what he did first, he got everyone, you know, I was actually at that point sat next to these two bodybuilder guys that are flicking through their phones and drinking their Coke. And he gets us to rub our hands, and he just says, right, go into your heart. So we've got the energy between our hands. Go into your heart and send the heart energy down your hands, and you can literally feel the difference in the vibration. So these guys are like, whoa. And then one of them turns to me and says, did it take you 20 years to grow your hair like that? And I laughed at him and said, oh, it's not real. I said, I had chemo last year, so I didn't have any hair, so, you know, it's fake. And then he was like, oh, wow, you know, and how was that? And I told him a bit of my story, and he said, I've never met anyone who's recovered from cancer. Wow, you know, how did you do it? And I said, well, I worked really hard, and I did what he said, and I wasn't skipping through my phone when I was supposed to be listening, and I wasn't drinking Coke just before I'm doing a meditation, so you're high on sugar instead of high on the energy. And the guy was just like, okay. So that was my being strict. You know, it's like, if you want to change, you've got to do the work. So yeah, what else was pretty amazing today? So yeah, actually doing the healing was really beautiful. The woman lying on the floor was sobbing her eyes out. You know, there are people who do have a lot of reactions, so they're doing a lot of shaking, and there's a few people screaming and whooping and releasing. I don't know, some of it authentic, some of it feels a bit fake, but you know, I don't know. I mean, I do get a bit of trembling and shaking. I get really hot, really, really hot when we do the meditations. We did the kaleidoscope again, but a different version, and I've got a really nice picture of, they put the image that was in the kaleidoscope yesterday that we were supposed to take in was up when we were doing the healing, and I took a photo of it. Lunchtime, oh no, it's breakfast time actually. After we do our walking meditation, we have like an hour and a half to have breakfast and just chill. And there's an American woman who just sits on all the steps outside Excel singing songs, and I got a video of her today, and they're just songs that she's written that are just beautiful, heart opening, you know, let it go, you can change, all that kind of stuff. That's just it. You know, we're all sitting there clapping and singing along, and it's like, this community's amazing, so beautiful. Yeah, had some really lovely chats with people, connections with people. Yeah, it's just been an amazing day. We finished, we were doing the healing sort of six-ish, preparing, sending, maybe till about 7:15, and they were pretty much finished, but it was just, the energy was so beautiful, we didn't really want to leave, so everyone was hanging around. So tomorrow morning we are doing the pineal gland meditation with Dr. Joe at 4 a.m. So I am going to have to get an early night and get some sleep, and hopefully not wake up at 3. Oh no, I will need to wake up at 3 to get there. Hopefully not wake up any, you know, before that. Get a decent night's sleep tonight. So yes, we were shown some videos actually of charities that do Dr. Joe's work, and one of them, oh, I was in tears. They started, a guy who did Dr. Joe's work, and he's become a philanthropist basically. He gave up the work he was doing before. He's obviously very wealthy, set up this charity called Give to Give, and they offer free places on Dr. Joe's scholarships for Dr. Joe's weeks. And because they weren't doing so many the last couple of years, they started doing local work, you know, food for people who need it, all that kind of stuff, working more in their local community. And then they've gone into outreach, working in prisons. And they had a video of this prison in Mexico. It's like one of the scariest prisons you go to. I mean, the women were carrying all their belongings around in a plastic bag on them, because if they left anything in their cell, it would get stolen. They didn't even look each other in the eye. It was all kind of so hard. You know, these are women who've been raised by abusers and have become abusers themselves, or you know, addicts or whatever. You know, really, really, really hard lives these women had had. You could see it in their faces. And they managed to get into the prison to do. It was like a 12-week course. It must have been really starting with the basics, because these women had never done anything like this before. They couldn't even look at the person delivering it, because they just, you know, didn't know how to do eye contact. They didn't know how, you know, it's like you look at someone in the eye and you can't help but love them, can you? So, you know, if you want to hate someone and you want to hurt them, you can't look at them. So they just showed clips of the work they'd done with them over the weeks and a little few testimonials, and I was just sobbing my eyes out, because it was just so amazing to make such changes to these women while they're still in prison. And one of them saying, I've realised that I can feel free and still be in here. So obviously not all the inmates did it, and so the inmates that have done the course, you know, they're all like bonded, and they're brushing each other's hair, and they're hugging each other, and they're laughing together, and the other half of the women are like still, and then they start going, we want to do what they did, because they can just see that they're happier and they're in a space of love and kindness and compassion, and it's just so beautiful. So I wanted to support that charity. I don't really like doing monthly things, and anyway, they had hoodies that were for sale, and so I bought a hoodie because I need one for running, and it's got a little slogan on it, something like you can't change unless you change, something like that. Probably much better than that, I can't remember. Yeah, so I think I'm probably going to leave it there because I'm pretty tired. Oh, he did show another amazing thing, a picture of a crop circle, which I'm going to search online, which is I think it was in 2021, it was a crop circle in the UK, and it was basically this chemical symbol for melatonin, and he said, whoever put that there, do you think they're telling us to chill out? And I just thought that was hilarious. I mean, he's got some brilliant stories and they're so funny. Yeah, so anyway, that's my last little clip for today, and I'll add on the picture that we visualise when we're doing the healing, and also as part of the kaleidoscope meditation, and the little video of the singer, which is lovely. And I will see about making a video of the pineal gland breath, if I can do it. If I can set my computer up, although I may do that another day because I'm really tired. So, alright, sending you all lots of love. It's been really beautiful to get your messages on the videos and your feedback, and all I can say is give it a go. Set up a meditation group, buy a couple of his DVDs, and not DVDs, CDs or downloads, and just, you know, start a group, because it's, you know, we can heal. There's miracles happening in this room every day. You know, doing that walking meditation, and I'm witnessing people getting out of wheelchairs and standing up, and it just blows you away. And they're doing that because they're making change. They're changing their body. They believe, they know that they can change their body, and that's it. You know, and yeah, I did have a thought today that because all his meditations start with like sit up, stand up. You know, if you're doing standing meditation or walking meditation, I was just like, isn't that what Jesus used to say to people to heal them? It'd be like, you know, if you can't walk, it'd be like, stand up, you can walk. That was it. I was like, is he tapping into the same frequency of healing or are we tapping into the same frequency of healing that Jesus used? I think we probably are. I'll leave you with that one to ponder. Lots of love. To let go, so